Some people hurt you intentionally, not accidentally. Seeking revenge binds you to their level. There are people in this world who will hurt you, not by accident, not in the heat of the moment, not because they didn't know better, but because they wanted to. They knew exactly what they were doing. They calculated the weight of their words. They measured the sharpness of their actions. They watched as their decisions left scars on you, and still they proceeded. Some people take joy in destruction. Some people feed on the pain of others because it makes them feel powerful, because deep inside they are empty. They will betray your trust. They will turn kindness into a weapon. They will smile to your face while sharpening the knife behind their back. And when they strike, it won't be out of ignorance. It will be precise. It will be intentional. You will be tempted to ask why. Why would someone do this? Why would someone choose to be cruel? But the truth is, understanding their reason will not erase your pain. Knowing their motive will not undo the damage. Some people are driven by envy, others by insecurity. Some see your strength and feel weak in comparison, so they attack you to feel strong. Some see your kindness and mistake it for weakness, so they try to dominate you. Some people are broken, and instead of healing, they choose to break others. What do you do when faced with such betrayal? How do you respond when you know, without a doubt, that the pain was deliberate? The first instinct might be to strike back, to give them what they gave you, to let them feel even for a moment what it's like to be on the receiving end of their cruelty. You might think that if you hurt them, justice will be served, that if they feel what you felt, something inside you will find peace. But here's the truth. Revenge doesn't set you free. Revenge shackles you to the very thing you are trying to escape. When you choose revenge, you choose to stay on the battlefield they created. You choose to meet them at their level, to play by their rules. And the moment you do, you become like them. You might tell yourself it's different, that you are only reacting, that you are only balancing the scales. But in the end, all revenge does is pull you deeper into the same darkness. You think you are winning, but you are only becoming another version of them. They wanted to control you. And what better way than to make you act just like them? What better way than to turn you into a reflection of the very thing you despise? There is no strength in revenge. There is no victory in lowering yourself to their level. True power is in restraint. True power is in walking away, not in defeat, but in wisdom. Some people believe that walking away means weakness, that choosing peace over vengeance is a sign of fear, but they are wrong. Weakness is allowing someone else's actions to dictate your own. Weakness is losing yourself in the pursuit of payback. Strength is standing tall and saying, "You will not change me. You will not turn me bitter. You will not make me like you." You don't win by destroying them, you win by refusing to be destroyed. This does not mean you forget. This does not mean you let them back in. Forgiveness is not an open door. It is simply the decision to stop carrying their weight, to stop letting their actions define your emotions, to stop allowing them to take up space in your mind long after they have left your life. Revenge is a trap. It keeps you looking backward when you should be moving forward. It keeps you tangled in a story that should have ended long ago. It ties you to people who have already proven they are not worthy of your energy. Instead of revenge, choose indifference. Instead of reacting, choose silence. Nothing unsettles a person more than knowing they no longer have power over you. That no matter what they did, no matter how cruel they were, they could not break you. The best revenge is success. The best revenge is living as if they never existed. The best revenge is becoming everything they tried to destroy. There will always be those who hurt intentionally, but what they never expect is for you to rise above them. They never expect you to walk away stronger, wiser, untouchable. And when you do, they will realize, too late, that they never had power over you at all. Waiting for an apology is often pointless. Holding on to anger gives them power over you. There are people who will hurt you and never look back. They will walk away from the wreckage they caused as if it never existed. They will carry on with their lives while you stand there, holding the pieces of what they shattered. And you will wait. Wait for them to see what they've done. Wait for them to feel regret. Wait for the apology that you believe will bring closure. But what if it never comes? What if they never feel guilt? What if they never look back? Some people do not regret hurting you, they regret losing control over you. They do not feel sorrow for their actions. They feel inconvenienced when you stop tolerating them. They do not lose sleep over what they did, because to them it was never about you. It was about their own emptiness, their own weaknesses, their own inability to be better. And yet you wait. You wait for words that will never be spoken. You hope for a moment that will never arrive. You hold on to the idea that if they just acknowledged the pain they caused, if they just admitted they were wrong, then maybe the weight in your chest would disappear. Maybe then you could finally move on. But all waiting does is keep you bound to them. It keeps you in the past, locked in a moment that they have already forgotten. While you sit in silence, hoping for an apology, they are living as if nothing happened. They have already freed themselves. And without realizing it, you have given them the power to decide when your healing begins. You don't need their apology. You don't need their validation. The truth is, even if they did apologize, it would not undo the damage. It would not erase what happened, and it would not return what was lost. Let go of the need for closure. Let go of the fantasy that one conversation will fix everything. Sometimes the apology you are waiting for is nothing more than a chain keeping you in the past. And then there is the anger. Anger feels justified. It feels powerful. It tells you that you have a right to feel this way, and you do. But anger is a fire that does not burn them. It burns you. It keeps you reliving the same pain over and over again. It turns your mind into a battlefield where you fight an enemy who isn't even there. They are not thinking about you, yet you are consumed by thoughts of them. They are not suffering, yet you are still in pain. The longer you hold on to anger, the longer they control you. Every time you replay the moment, every time you dwell on what they did, you are letting them live in your head rent-free. And for what? Do you think your anger punishes them? Do you think your resentment weakens them? No. They are unaffected. They move on, while you remain trapped in a cycle of bitterness. There is only one way to win. Let go. Not for them. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean excusing what they did. It means refusing to let it define you any longer. It means reclaiming the energy you wasted on them and using it to rebuild yourself. Anger is a heavy burden. It slows you down. It keeps you tied to people who do not deserve a place in your life. But the moment you release it, the moment you decide that your peace matters more than your resentment, you become free. Do not wait for an apology. Do not carry anger like a badge of honor. The best revenge is indifference. The best closure is knowing you don't need anything from them. Not their words, not their guilt, not walk away. not because they won, but because they no longer matter. Rising above the pain frees you. Forgiveness is about your freedom, not their worthiness. Pain has a way of holding on. It lingers long after the wound has closed, long after the moment has passed. It settles in the mind, in the heart, in the bones, until it becomes part of you. And the people who caused it, some of them walk away as if nothing happened. Some of them never think about the damage they left behind. Yet, you carry it. You hold on to it like a scar that refuses to fade. And you tell yourself that moving on means letting them off the hook. That forgiving them means saying what they did was okay. But what if I told you that forgiveness has nothing to do with them? What if I told you that the person who benefits the most from forgiveness is you? Forgiveness is not about making excuses. It is not about pretending the pain wasn't real. It is not about inviting them back into your life or handing them another chance to hurt you. Forgiveness is about freedom. Because as long as you hold on to resentment, you are still tied to them. As long as you replay the past, you are still trapped in it. The longer you carry the weight of what they did, the more it drags you down. You might think that holding on to the pain gives you power, that it keeps you sharp, that it protects you. But in reality, it only keeps you prisoner. To rise above the pain is to refuse to let it define you. It is to stand up and say, I will not be broken by this. I will not let this moment become my identity. It is choosing to be more than what happened to you. Some people believe that rising above the pain means weakness, that letting go means surrender. But that is a lie. Strength is not in carrying the pain forever. It is in knowing when to set it down. It is in knowing that your life is worth more than the weight of your past. It is in understanding that your energy, your joy, your peace are too valuable to waste on those who never deserved a place in your life to begin with. You do not forgive because they deserve it. You forgive because you deserve peace. Forgiveness is a release. It is cutting the rope that ties you to a version of yourself that was wounded. It is stepping away from the battlefield and choosing not to fight a war that will never bring you victory. It is the quiet decision to move forward without needing an apology, without needing validation, without needing closure from someone who was never capable of giving it. And make no mistake, choosing to forgive does not mean you forget. It does not mean you let them back in. It does not mean you trust them again. It simply means you no longer allow what they did to hold power over your mind, your emotions, your future. The greatest revenge is not in proving them wrong. It is in showing them that, despite everything, you are untouched, you are unshaken, you are whole. The past cannot be changed, but what you do next, that is yours to decide. Will you let the pain define you, or will you rise above it and become something greater? Your freedom does not come from them, it comes from you. And the moment you choose to release the weight of what was, you step into the fullness of what can be. Forgiving doesn't mean trusting again. Silence and distance can be more powerful than confrontation. There are people who will hurt you and expect to walk back into your life as if nothing happened. They will call it a misunderstanding. They will say they didn't mean it. They will act as if time alone should be enough to erase the damage they caused. And when you don't let them back in, when you refuse to hand them the same trust they shattered, they will accuse you of holding a grudge. But here's the truth. Just because you forgive someone does not mean you owe them a place in your life. Forgiveness is a release, not an invitation. It is letting go of the weight they left on your heart, but it does not mean opening the door for them to do it again. Trust is not a gift. It is not something handed out freely to those who have proven they don't value it. Trust is earned. It is built over time. And once broken, it is not easily restored. Some people will never earn it back. And that's not cruelty, it's wisdom. To forgive does not mean to forget. It does not mean to dismiss what happened or pretend it never mattered. It means choosing peace over bitterness. But peace does not require proximity. You can forgive someone from a distance. You can release resentment without returning to the person who caused it. You can move on without giving them access to you. There is a kind of power in silence, a kind of strength in distance. Some people expect an argument. They expect a confrontation. They expect to see your pain, to hear your anger, to witness the fire they ignited. They expect a reaction, and when you give them nothing, that is when they realize they no longer have power over you. Silence unsettles those who thrive on chaos. Distance disturbs those who believe they can come and go as they please. The most powerful thing you can do is walk away. Not in defeat, but in certainty. In knowing that their presence is no longer needed. In knowing that you do not have to explain, justify, or fight to be understood. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every betrayal needs to be confronted. Some people will never understand what they did, and some simply do not care. Engaging with them, trying to make them see the damage, trying to force remorse from someone who is incapable of it. These are battles that drain you, not empower you. The real victory is in detachment. In refusing to entertain the same cycle of hurt and reconciliation. In recognizing that sometimes the best answer is no answer at all. Forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. But never mistake forgiveness for obligation. Never mistake letting go for allowing someone to return. Some doors are meant to stay closed. Some people are meant to remain on the outside. There is nothing more powerful than walking away with your dignity intact, your silence unwavering, and your distance unbroken. When they look for a reaction and find nothing, that is when they will understand. They never had control over you at all. Protecting your peace is your responsibility. The best response to those who tried to break you is to remain unshaken and unstoppable. There will always be people who test you, people who want to pull you into their chaos, drag you down to their level, make you fight battles that don't belong to you. Some do it out of jealousy, some out of insecurity, some because they see your strength and it reminds them of everything they lack. So they try to break you. They push, they provoke, they manipulate. Because deep inside, they believe that if they can shake you, they can control you. And for a while, maybe they do. Maybe their words cut deep. Maybe their betrayal stings. Maybe their actions leave wounds that take time to heal. But here is where you make a choice. You can let them win. You can let their cruelty consume you. Let their actions turn you bitter. Let their betrayal make you cold. You can waste your energy plotting revenge, proving a point, trying to make them feel what you felt, or you can rise. Because protecting your peace is not their responsibility, it is yours. No one else will guard your mind, your heart, your energy. If you do not take control of your own peace, the world will take it from you. People will drain you, use you, push you, provoke you, and if you let them, they will pull you into a war that has no victor. Peace does not come from avoiding conflict. It comes from choosing where to place your energy. It comes from knowing what is worth your time and what is not. Some battles are necessary. Some fights are worth it, but most are nothing more than distractions designed to keep you from stepping into your greatness. The ones who tried to break you wanted a reaction. They wanted to see you fall, to watch you shatter, to prove to themselves that you were not as strong as you appeared. They wanted to be the reason you lost yourself. Do not give them that satisfaction. The best response is not anger, it is not revenge, it is not proving them wrong through words. The best response is to remain unshaken, to move forward so relentlessly that they become nothing more than a footnote in your story, to build a life so powerful, so untouchable, that their attempt to break you seems laughable in hindsight. Some people expect you to crumble. They expect their betrayal to define you. They expect you to stop, to slow down, to dwell in the pain they created. And when you don't, when you keep moving, keep rising, keep growing, that is when they realize they never had power over you at all. Do not waste another moment explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Do not lower yourself to the level of those who try to bring you down. Do not spend your life carrying pain that was never yours to hold. Your peace is yours to protect. Your energy is yours to control. And the best revenge? The best revenge is success. The best revenge is indifference. The best revenge is becoming unstoppable. So stand tall, keep moving. Let them watch as you become everything they tried to destroy, and more.